Okay, welcome everybody. Welcome. We'll get started here momentarily. Awesome. Welcome everybody. Just doing a quick sound check. Let me know if you can hear me okay. I'm gonna switch up my audio here. All right. Let's see. Doing a quick sound check. Can everybody confirm you can hear me okay? Yeah. Okay. Let me just get a test video on here. We're gonna start here shortly. Ernie, thanks for being on early. Veronica, thanks for being here early. Either you could unmute and just confirm you can hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And then I'm going to just do a quick preview on the video. Just let me know if this audio is coming through.
One of my mentors was Tony Robbins, and one thing that he taught me back in 2009 was Daniel.
Yes, it's coming through.
It was coming through clear?
Yeah.
Okay, let me also, okay, great, perfect. Awesome. Okay. How's everybody doing today?
Good.
Good, good. Yeah, today's an updated training. Were either of you on the previous training?
Yes.
Okay, awesome. So yeah, we're going to hit some additional items today, go a little bit slower. And yeah, stick to the end if you want to get some bonuses. I think I've helped agents get about 10 or $12 million in signed listing agreements in the past month or so. Not to brag, but just to say, I'd love to do it for everybody on the call today as well. So, Veronica, any biggest takeaways from the last training? Or I can't remember if we connected on it. LinkedIn, the attorneys, any of the lead sources, emails.
No, I didn't. I honestly like you gave a lot of good information, but I just felt like there was like not a way of how to do it. Like you showed how to like get certain things, but like I didn't get the technical stuff, if that makes sense.
So we're going to hit a little bit more of that today. Yeah, my joke is this. It's kind of like how do you, the first day of flight training, it's like somebody's like, I want to fly the 747 today, you know, so yeah, for sure. So we've got a bunch of people driving, but yes, no, to speak to that, yes, today we're going to hit a lot of the technical items for sure. 100%. So like, which lead sources did you like the most?
I think I missed that. Like you talked about it, but I didn't really understand what the lead sources were.
For sale by owner, expired. Okay.
Yeah, like how to get those. Like how to.
You can beat me up, but you got to be fair. You don't know what lead, like what's one lead source that you do know what it is?
Like I know what it is, but like I didn't know how you got to it. Like there was the one Zillow that you did, but I didn't understand how you got there. If that makes sense.
Well, I'll tell you that like with one or two of these, they're so good. That one or two things do stay with my clients that I work with. Because, you know, once, I don't know, 20, 30, 40 agents in a market have one particular thing, it does become a little bit, for sure. So here's what I can say. Thank you for coming again today. And yeah, we're going to get into some of the technical, the more technical items today for sure. Awesome. Thank you for that.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
No, you're good. You're good. No, look, I need to be able to take coaching myself. See, you're cool. You actually want to learn. Some people come in and they're hecklers and they're just cool. They're, you know, no, if you actually want to learn for sure. But yeah, a lot of the, I mean, there's a ton of places you can get FSBOs. There's Robin Cohen. Let's let her in. But yeah, I mean, I guess it's not that big of a secret that Zillow is going to be one of the biggest places for sure. So,
okay.
By the way, just welcome to everybody else who jumped in. So it looks like Robin Cohen. Is that the famous or the infamous Robin Cohen?
Infamous.
All right. I love it. What's going? Great. Good. And I see Abby and I see Ernie. And yeah, so yeah, we're going to be interactive today. We'll go a little bit slower. And yeah, we'll go into a bit more detail today. So since you're early, I think what I'll do is I'll go ahead and I'll jump in for everybody that's here. And so let me just take a quick poll. Abby, I can't remember. Were you on the first training?
Yes, I was.
Awesome. Okay, cool. You can beat me up a little bit, but not too much. So like biggest takeaways in general, knowing that you can't learn everything in one session, but did you like how LinkedIn helps you to not cold call? Did you like any of the lead sources? Did you like any of the email marketing? Did anything jump out most to you last time?
What I wanted to work on was how to get people that are in the similar demographics to I am, people that can afford to sell, but aren't like thinking of downsizing, but aren't quite there yet. That's what I wanted, because that's people I can relate to. So that's what I wanted to zoom in on.
That's one of the things we can zoom in on today,
Right.
100%. So since everyone's here early, how about we will jump in? I'll go a bit slow. I'll be a little bit slower, a bit more interactive. Is that all good?
Good.
Perfect. Once again, thank Kevin and your whole leadership team. I added a few things today that I've never shared publicly. I think Robin and a few other people may have seen one or two of the things, but so yeah, I'm going to share a little bit more of the strategies we're sharing with our VIP clients. Yeah, just want to add a ton of value. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fast forward here a little bit and just go to what we updated. Today, I will shift gears, but I'll shift gears a little bit slower. Okay. So yeah, our goal today would be, all right, so we know that we need to have a great mindset. We know we need to have strategies, and we know we need to execute them, right? Today, we're going to probably focus on what a lot of people want, which is number 2, the strategies. But just remember, does everyone agree 80 to 90% of your success is probably your mindset? Yes? Okay.
Yeah.
So as much as I want to show my son, on stage again, I'll go ahead and skip that one. That is my little guy. He just turned 10. We had a baseball themed party. Okay.
Wow.
So let's go ahead and jump into some strategies. It's Abby, right?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So yeah, I think I have a little bit here on the downsize, the market specific. So yeah, let's go ahead and walk through that a little bit right now.
Okay.
Yeah, love it. So look, again, there's about 70 million baby boomers, give or take. Only about 2 million have downsized, or I'm sorry, retired at this point. Everyone's probably heard 10,000 people a day are retiring, which leads to a lot of different things. Just to recap, World War II happened, then they came home and had a lot of children. We had a big boom in the stock market for retirement, healthcare boom. Right now, a lot of experts, I guess including myself, would agree the downsize trend is going to be happening. It's one of the few lead sources, for real estate where it's going to be increasing exponentially, right? It's going to be a huge, huge trend because between inflation and higher interest rates and rising costs, they're getting squeezed. Abby, you might agree. Before, one of the most common things I heard before was some people want to downsize. They're like, what do I do with all the stuff in my house? I don't want to go through it, and all these different right? All these different kind of things. Well, I think you might be motivated, right? I think there's certain motivators when things get a little bit tighter. So I think that's going to be happening. And unfortunately, with some of them passing away. So don't just remember that this will maybe also dovetail into the probate and the estate planning side of attorneys, which we'll hit in a moment, because it's very sad. I think if it hasn't happened already, our death rate is about to surpass our birth rate. So it's pretty crazy, right? This is a trend that actually happened in Japan, which is very interesting. Here's the good news. It's going to lead to a lot of opportunities for us, and we're going to be able to help a lot of people. So downsize or right size. One of the favorite things that I like to do when I'm searching for this, and Robin, we were looking at yours the other day, right? You're in MLS PIN, correct? Yes.
1 key.
1 key, sorry. Okay. I don't know where I came out. Yeah, okay, they're 1 key MLS PIN. Okay, those are both East Coast. So one thing that we can do is we can use a program called Remine. I don't work for Remine. You can use PropStreet, any of these other programs. But Remine should be included with your particular MLS. Why not use it? Now, I got this a lot.
This is on MLS right now. I'm sorry to interrupt you, Daniel. This that you're showing us right now, this is on our MLS?
Everyone on the call has one key?
Yeah.
Yeah, then this is already included. You already paid for it. Yeah.
Okay.
Now, a lot of people are like, Daniel, oh, I've logged into Remine before. I'm like, we've all driven a car before. I don't know that means we can beat Mario Andretti in a race. Not that I'm Mario Andretti, but like this isn't even that much of a brag. I'm in Remine with agents every day for the past 2 or 3 years. So just eventually I've seen every little button and thing and you can push. And anyway, so even if you've been in there before, I would still kind of, maybe take a look at this as a refresh. So one of the biggest things I like to look for when I'm looking for downsize, they don't have to have no mortgage, but wouldn't that be nice with interest rates so high if they're going to maybe sell cash, buy cash? Does that everyone resonate with that? Okay, good. So what we're going to talk about is that's one of the first searches that I do. Okay, since we have more time, if you're in Remine, as soon as you log in, which can be Robin, did we have trouble logging in last time? No? Okay,
Maybe.
some agents do. Some agents do, and it's not your fault. I don't blame you. I blame Zoom. I blame Rema. Technology is just crazy anymore. Okay, but once you get logged in, you're going to go to search on the left, which actually would be off the screen over here. Now on the top, you have listing and properties. Listing plugs into your MLS, which is great maybe for if you wanted to do expireds. I don't so much look up actives on Remine. You can, or if I have one home where I want to find the homeowner, I just think it's a really efficient tool to find their name, because when you look them up, I know we can go to what the property assessor search, but when you look them up in Remine, you should have their name, their email, and phone for a lot of them, and a lot of the times it's right, which is nice. So again, no mortgage for the downsize, one of the first criteria. Everyone, that makes sense to everyone? To do that, make sure you're on properties, which is off market. And that may have been something that I didn't add on this particular slide. If it doesn't, right, because we don't want to call or email actives, that'd be silly. So there's another filter and you can click and it just says off market. It'll only take off 50, 100, 200, for this search, but that's a good one. So we're going to click properties, not listings, because we're looking for off market. And then we're going to go mortgage age, and then no mortgage or 20 plus years. If they have a 30-year mortgage, they should have a ton of equity, right? Values probably went up, you're at loan balance down. So does that make sense? Okay, so that's one of the first things I like to do on downsize. Another thing that I would want to do on downsize. Okay, so this is actually switching to absentee. So I just updated this. Thank you for bearing with me here. Let me go down to we'll just hop into the full downsize section. Here we go. And you can tell me, hopefully this was still your market here. Yeah, this is your market, right? Yeah. Lovely. Okay, so really, because I like to go down the list on the side here, I just hit these boxes here on the off market. So I think I did 500K and up, right? Common mistake, people, they just check 500 to 750. It's like, you don't want anything over 750. I don't know. I don't ever like to limit the top end, but you can pick your bottom end. So would anybody go lower or higher than that on this search? Just curious, in your opinion.
I think it's fine.
Okay. Now, geographically, you have a couple different ways to pick your geography. I like, once you get used to it, there's these tools up here. There's a pentagon, a square, and a circle. So if you click on the circle, it's going to just make a big circle. Click on the square, it's going to make a big square. It centers it kind of weird. If you click on the pentagon, which I like, you click and let go, and you click to drop a point, click to drop a point, move, click to drop a point. So you can really kind of like fine tune your area. Make sense? So we got our geography, our property value, and it's an estimate on this one, right? It's like based on a true story. Ownership time for a downsize. I mean, it could be less, but I like to just say maybe 15 to 20 years or 20 years or more. Again, if you just put 15 to 20 years, that's going to be weird, right? That'll take off anybody with 21 to 50 years or 100 years of ownership, right? So just make sure that you kind of go. You can also put the numbers in here. You're like, Daniel, I think it's 18 years. Okay, and just type in 18. Well, Daniel, then do I have to check all the boxes? No. How do I know that? I've done it so many times and I had to learn. So if you just put a number here, you can leave this blank, which I would normally leave the maximum blank, and hit apply. Everybody with me? Tracking? Like a tank. Okay. Now, home equity, I really leave this blank. I find some challenges with that field. But if they have no mortgage, or almost no mortgage, I'm guessing the equity is probably pretty high, question mark, right? So that's what I just leave that alone. And then, so absentee, I would click, okay, sorry. Building type, I would go single family. I don't know. If then we know we're going to be looking at 2 stories in a moment. I don't know. Would anybody click anything in addition to that? I would be kind of focused on single families. Yes.
Yeah.
It's up to you. Yeah. Absentee status, I think, would be owner occupant, just because absentee wouldn't make as much sense to me in this search. Is everyone in agreement there? Yep. Now, this here, how do you get to the, so let me see if I can. All right. It's not on the screen here, but to get this, I'll back up for a second. Wait, where'd the 2 stories go? There it is. So to get the 2 stories, what you would do is in this screen, it's kind of off of the screenshot. It would be somewhere like up here. It just says in blue and small, advanced. And then it just goes to this screen that's like, it's just like, literally just text, which is kind of, But on that screen, one of the sidebars will say structure. It's like the second or third, right? Then I would put in 2 floors minimum, no maximum. I don't know how many 3 or 4 story homes there are, probably not a ton, but just write 2 stories. Reason being, again, I remember, God rest her soul, my grandma, and she could not do the stairs anymore at one point. So we moved her bedroom upstairs to like, there's a den or something that we converted downstairs. I'm sure a lot of us had helped family members with this probably. So to me, that's super structured. There's some other companies out there that literally will go into, I don't know, like their credit report and how much electricity they use and do their, because one, Abby would, some of you may know this, like if they have 2 children that live at home that are 30 and 40, the downsize is going to be funny because it's true, right? Then
No, my kids are out.
the downsize is going to be more difficult. So if you can look, I don't know that Remind has an empty nest. There's some other companies that do, but other than the empty nest feature, I think this is pretty close. Let me see if this is all on one. Yeah. So there in this search, there was over 25,000. So again, let's just recap. It was off-market properties in this geographic area with no mortgage or almost no mortgage, live there 15 to 20 plus years, owner occupant, single family, 2 stories. That sounds pretty close. Yes. Now, in Remind, the most, depending on if you have the pro or not, I can't remember if they gave you the pro or you can either do 500 if you have the basic account at a time, or you can do 5,000 at a time. So if you had the regular account, I think you could just do this and you could split it up into 5 downloads. Not that big of a deal. Now, why would you do that? I would want to have their names, their phone numbers, their emails, their social media. You might be like, Daniel, they're 68. Well, yeah, but 20 years ago, LinkedIn came out 21, 22 years ago. They were 47, 48 when LinkedIn came out. Probably a lot of them are on LinkedIn, Facebook, things like that. Any little thing that you can know about somebody is great. It was just a listing we got the other day. It was in Massachusetts, but I was like, make sure you look up the homeowner before you go, see if you can. And she's like, oh my God, Daniel. Yeah, no, it turns out we know each other from high school growing up, like friends of friends. And $1.3 million listing, she got it. Like, don't you like, I don't want to cold call. I don't want to get better at sales. I want to get better at connecting with people, networking, like solving problems, right? I don't know. That's me. You could be the best salesman in the world, but if I know somebody's best friend, I think I have a better shot. That's just my opinion, but that's up to you. So is everybody kind of on board with what this search is like? And then we'd be down. I can't go into the downloading data part but reach out to me. I can help you download from here. But does that make sense so far? Yeah. Okay, cool. And look,
it does. I have to say something. When you were doing this presentation in our office, I had no idea what you were talking about the entire time. I just want to let you know. This is why I didn't get anything. I'm like, where is he getting this from? That's why when you first asked me, I was like, I have no idea. And I had my license for so long, and I didn't even know about this Remin thing. So
yeah. So Veronica, since you beat me up, can I have permission to tease you? Do I have permission to tease you?
No.
I'm
so sorry. I was literally sitting there like, I have no idea what he's talking about right now.
If I did have permission to tease you and you said I was totally lost, I'd be like, is this showing up in other parts of your life? I'm just kidding.
Yes, yes, it does. It does.
You have to be able to laugh at yourself, and I do as well. So, good. I'm glad. Now, once we have this data, which again, I could help you download, I don't really want to call 25,000 people. I mean, I'd love to direct mail them, but it'd be like $25,000. I don't know. It'd be a lot, wouldn't it? Maybe less, but it'd be a lot. So, just to give you a rough idea of what an email could look like to them, you could use Command, which lets you send 5,000 emails a month for free. And while Command has improved exponentially, they have find duplicates, and you can upload your leads now, I think, easier, right? Your contacts, right? It's been improving. They do not have this one report. So Command, guys and gals running Command, if you could get this report, oh my gosh, it'd be huge. I want to send an email. So let's say we email, let's use a round number, 1,000 people. Can I do a whiteboard this? Because I just actually kind of thought of a different way to explain this. It's like tip of the spear, new content here. So let me just grab a whiteboard. So let's say we emailed like 1,000 people. By the way, I think you should email at least 100 or 1,000 people a day. I don't care how good you are at phone sales or if you have a dialer or what. None of us can talk to 100 to 1,000 people a day. Agreed? Good. Okay. All opposed? Say nay. Okay. So look, let's say we were to email 1,000 homeowners. In this case, should we let Tracy in? Okay, we'll let Tracy in. We'll do it. In this example, if we email 1,000 homeowners, how do we do that? That's a whole, like, I'll reach out to me, I'll help you, right? But to email 10 people or 1,000 takes the same amount of time. Once you have it set up, it literally, you can do it in 5 minutes a day, okay? What'll happen is a few things. You may get some calls because the email is going to have your phone name and phone number in there. So let me just try to do super high level. In marketing, there's two types of marketing. There's branding and there's direct response. Who remembers growing up seeing the same M&M's commercial 7 times in half an hour? It's like, I already said, right? Yeah, there's branding, right? Branding takes money, time, energy, resources, but you get some branding benefits. What we want so that we don't go out of business is probably also some direct response, right? So there's branding, like, okay, cool. When somebody knows your name, you make more money, and there's direct response. Email technically helps with both. So you may get some calls, especially if you continue to email them on a regular basis. You will probably get some replies to your email, okay? I don't know. Is there a better term for Karens that's like less? I don't know, because I feel bad for people named Karen, I guess. It's the only thing. Karens, Kens, I don't know. People, nosy neighbors, I don't know, whatever we can call them. You will get some replies, and some will be legit, and some will be, you know, anybody give me a better term? We need to come up with something. I feel horrible for the Karens of the world, like the people named Karen that are not Karens. All right, well, for now, we'll just call them, you know, the whatever. I feel bad if your name's Karen. So some of them, oh, my life is over. I cannot believe you emailed me. I'm literally it's okay. Calm down, Karen. Okay. You will get some of those. The worst one I've ever seen, I felt horrible. It was a female agent, and she emailed, and this guy used a bad word that had a C in it. I was like, can you give me his address? Cause I just karma, and I didn't do anything. Okay. But like, there are people in the world that are mad or upset or whatever, you know, like it doesn't have anything to do with you, but like, if you're going to be successful, some people aren't going to like you, you know. The past 2 or 3 or 4 presidents, half the country loved and half the country hated. I'm going to leave it there for politics, but right. So can everyone get like, can your desire to serve be greater than your, you know, a preference to not have something negative happen, like somebody say something rude to you, right? We kind of got to put on our big boy and big girl pants. Make sense? Okay. Now, my favorite one other than that, which is going to be most, is the opens, and it's going to be the, it could be clicks. So an open means, did somebody open it? Yes or no? A click would be like down the road. Now imagine this email here, trying to explain something a bit advanced here, but imagine instead of a photo and text, you had a link to a YouTube video where you said, hey, are you sick of stairs? Are you considering downsizing? And you did a 60-second video. Do you understand that if like 1,000 homeowners that are downsized candidates in your area saw that video, when you call them, Abby, I saw your video, Robin, saw your video, Veronica, I saw your video. You're as cool as them to somebody on TV, right? Like they saw your video. I mean, it's weird, but you know, you start to get this like, oh yeah, you're like, somebody can go on camera and do things, right? Does that make sense? So that's sort of a more advanced one. You don't have to do that right away if you don't want to. Or you can make a white label one that you're not in. It's completely fine. So with that being said, the opens and clicks, this is where a lot of the data lives. If there's an old movie remember Michael Douglas? Am I dating myself? Yeah. He was in a movie called Wall Street. And if you're younger, Veronica, not the one with Shia LaBeouf, this is like in the 80s.
The original's great.
But he had a few quotes in the movie. It was about insider stock trading, but it's very true. A lot of things in movie really mirror life, life imitating art or whatever, or vice versa. But he says, listen, information, it's the most valuable commodity. Don't get me wrong. What's the most valuable asset, in my opinion? Relationships. Relationships trump real estate, gold, Bitcoin, right? How do I know this? Robert Kiyosaki, a lot of other people, they're like, if I lost everything, I just call my friends. Okay. So anyway, but the most valuable commodity is information. So if you send an email about downsizing and somebody opened it 8 to 16 times, this happens. You're like, Daniel, that sounds insane. Believe me, I know, but they're not neurotic. The only reason that you open this email 8 to 16 times is because you want to downsize. So listen, emails have been here since the beginning of the internet. We all had AOL, Ask Jeeves, Yahoo, whatever the heck we had. Okay, if we're old enough to remember. We still have email. We might get an app notification for our flight, but we also have an email as a backup. And email will be here forever. We'll have mailboxes forever, probably, and Amazon will still have to deliver stuff to us forever if we want. But what will happen is with email marketing, it's very low cost to no cost, highly effective. It's a skill that you can learn. And one, you get a little bit of branding, but you get direct response leads in the form of phone calls, replied emails. And I'm telling you, all you have to do, it's kind of like the pursuit of happiness. You sort those opens from high to low. If you stick to the very end, I'll do it one-on-one if you want to see that. But you're literally, there's a column that says, how many times did you open? And it could say 1, 5, 10, and I just sort it from high to low. The people that open it the most, those are your clients right there. So out of the 25,000, maybe there's 1, 2, 300 that you would maybe want to put on your priority list. Does that make sense? Okay, good. Now, this looks like a boring email, but I'm telling you that this email is kind of fun, okay? Especially if somebody likes cats. Okay, all right. Or this email is also kind of fun, okay? Baby boomers, I think, love animals, and I think we all should love animals. But with that being said, someone was like, Daniel, that is not professional. I'm like, if that gets me 2 completed transactions, I'm pretty sure that's the Webster's dictionary definition of professional getting paid, right? So anyway, you can have fun with it. Again, you can make a video. Like I've had ones that have had a typo. I'm a bit of a grammar Nazi myself. Okay, what is it? You know, whatever. If you know grammar, right? With that being, oh, by the way, I understand you might be like, Daniel, if you're grammar Nazi, what's up with all these? So if you look at magazines or books, very often they do capitalize the first letter. This would be a title or subject line thing. So sometimes in marketing, you can be slightly grammatically fill in the blank, flexible. So, but that's one way that I like to interact with baby boomers. The other things that we could do, of course, is we could do direct mail. We can call them. We could do the same thing, but say, hey, do you want to come to a webinar, or do you want to come to maybe with that, Abby, should this be a webinar? If it's a downsized thing, should you go to that community and say, hey, or at your market center, could you host like, hey, we're having a downsize workshop? Yeah.
Something could be done.
First time buyer, bad credit, no money, ninja loan work. No, I don't know if we should do that one right now. I don't know if we should do the bad credit first time buyer workshop. But we know that you have 100% equity, 2 stories, and and we invite you to the are you considering downsizing workshop? That sounds like a pretty good one. Does that kind of make sense? Good. Any questions? Yeah. Okay. Cool. So another 2 other areas that I wanted to dive into. One was going to be, I want to give you a little bit of the behind the scenes on, look, we all want more listings, right? Some people are like, Daniel, I absolutely hate FSBOs. And I'm like, well, why don't we call them something else? Because they're homeowners that are really they're qualified and they're like urgently wanting to sell and they don't have an agent. I don't know. Doesn't that check a lot of boxes? Maybe. All right. Here. Is it Veronica? Yeah. So, okay, here's what we got. Let's go with FSBOs. I'm going to give you a little bit of the behind the scenes. You know why? Because almost no one does it anyway. And Robin would probably agree that in the world there is abundance. Okay. So look, most top agents have what, 3, 4, 5, lead sources, lead pillars, whatever you want to call it. So for sale by owner and expired, if they're not on your list, and unless your strategy is like, I'm only doing high net worth divorce, I'm only doing right, unless you have a category that you're niche down to. Is it niche or niche? And where it'd be niche, right? Niche. Okay. If there's a Rembrandt in the attic, should we overpay? Okay. If there's a Nietzsche in the attic, should we also okay. All right, I'm done. But no, like if you're not kind of maxing out your potential in your one or two niches that you like, if you don't have these in the mix, I don't even spend that much time on them. I just kind of, maybe 15, 20, 30 minutes a day. So let's get behind the curtain here a little bit. So is this Ernie, are you going to unmute? Because I don't even watch college football, but so this trophy here is called the Heisman. And on the for sale by owner, we do what's called the Heisman. You see he's doing this thing called a stiff arm. That's so that you don't get tackled, I guess. Okay. So before I do that, and actually I need to grab another bottle of water. Can I show one of my favorite FSBOs that I did? Did I show everyone the one? I may have, but I'd like to show it again, where I went to Salt Lake City, and it was the one on Extreme Home Makeover. Does anybody remember that one?
Love Salt Lake.
You kind of remember it? Yeah. Oh, you love Salt Lake?
Yeah, well, Park City, skate Park City. So I love Salt Lake flying into the airport.
Yeah. No, yeah, it is beautiful out there. There's no doubt about it. So let me pull that one up really quick. Yeah, here it is. And then I'm just gonna grab a bottle of water. This is like 60 seconds. Now, well, actually here, let me show you the behind the scenes. Veronica, pay close attention, okay? Pay close attention here. So we could do a search on Zillow. And we're looking for sale by owners. That's obviously New York, not Salt Lake.
Not Salt Lake.
Yes. Now, Will Smith is not canceled yet, right? I hope not. Anyway, in the movie Pursuit of Happiness, he talks about, or I just noticed in the movie, he was having a horrible, hard time calling the bottom of the list. From my memory, that was the lowest income, lowest net worth people. As soon as he started at the top, right, one of my mentors says, Daniel, solve wealthy people's problems. They pay better. Donate to charity, okay? You want to help the people with bad credit get a house? Go make a ton of money and then go help them for free. That's my opinion. Do what you want. But the best practice is your pursuit of happiness. We're going to search for the best possible, our highest potential. This was the most expensive for sale by owner in the Salt Lake City area, on a year and a half ago. And I guess I should probably take her phone number off of there. Oops. Okay. Noted. Team, let's take that off of there. Anyway, it was 1.24. And we didn't get it, but I flew in there. I found this on the plane. Like, should you do a little bit of homework? You should call somebody as soon as possible. They might not even pick up. But if it's the night before, or if you have time to do homework, or have a virtual assistant do homework, yes. Because my homework led me straight to this article. Utah family meets their new extreme home. This home was so cool. This neighborhood was so safe. And I mean, I don't know, even in your area, that's not bad. But in Utah, that's probably a version of a $2 or $3 million list. I don't know, right? That's one of the more expensive properties out there. Okay, in general. Okay, so this is what I'm thinking when I'm doing for sale by owner. Okay, now, so then here's me flying in, making the call, and then going to the property. So let's do that really quick. Well, I fly out tonight. Could I come? Oh, okay. I want you to go have lunch. Could we come in an hour? Could we come in an hour and a half or something?
Yeah, come in an hour.
Hour, you got it. We'll see you then.
Okay, bye.
Thanks so much. Okay.
Oh man, this is insane.
This is so cool. Hold on, wait, okay. That is a 33-foot slide. 33 feet. I've never seen a bedroom this cool.
Sounded like a big film. Good.
Here we go. Look, it just at the bottom. They're like, we're building a pickleball court at the bottom, the room at the bottom of the slide. It was wild.
Exponential.
Okay, so again, I won't say any neighborhoods. I don't want to go to a neighborhood where I feel unsafe. I want to go to a neighborhood where I can potentially get a high commission. I don't know. I'm meeting cool people. I'm going down slides. So, Veronica, does that help a little bit? Veronica, if you want to do a one-on-one, I can give you a little bit more.
Thank
But
you.
from
I think
there-
it's great. I understand it now.
Cool. Now, I guess what I didn't show was the fact that when you call normally, nobody picks up the phone. Has anybody encountered this? Okay. If you've not encountered it, you don't pick up the phone, because I'm telling you, almost nobody picks up the phone. But there are ways to get them to do it. So reach out to me. We'll do that one-on-one for sure. So that's a little bit on for sale by owners. Okay. Oh no. Okay. No, I said I was going to give a little bit more. Where'd my Heisman go? Let's bring it up. Robin, there's abundance. I promise. I promise. Okay. So look, that I have mastered this. This has, I'm not trying to brag. I want you to use this. So I want you to know that this is not just some random thing. We've all heard of Warren Buffett. I don't know him. His second in command was Charlie Munger, who just passed away.
Yeah.
Charlie and Warren's top sales manager was called Chet. His name was Chet Holmes. And he, I studied under him. He passed away too. So RIP to him. There was one time I saw him at a seminar in Las Vegas. Do you know who else was sitting in the seminar with me? To let you know this was an amazing. Steve Wynn popped over to hang out for a little bit. The guy who created the Wynn, the Encore, the Bellagio. Yeah, this was legit. The first time I saw Gary Vaynerchuk, who knows who Gary V is? Gary V is yelling at some old lady named Ruthie in the first row and using the F-bomb and effing Ruthie. I'm like, who's this guy swearing at the 68-year-old lady? I was like, this. He wasn't being abusive, but anyway. Gary V predicted, this was 2009. We all had cable boxes. He's like, those are going to be gone. We're going to watch everything on the internet. Everyone in the audience is like, this guy's an idiot. No, this guy was a genius. He was right. Okay. One of the things that I learned at that event was how to it's called the high art of appointment setting. Daniel, that doesn't sound sexy. It's not that sexy. And it's like, what? But if we can't set an appointment, then we can't do a listing presentation. We can't get a listing, can't get a check. Agreed? So I think it's a big part of the process. Plus, if you mastered getting appointments, eventually, if you had 100 appointments, by that 50th one, you should be like, oh, well, I screwed up 49 times. Let me get a little bit better on it. You're just by default going to get better by doing appointments, right? And people want to read books to get better. It's like, why don't you just do the thing to get better? Yes. Okay. So let's go ahead and jump in. Who wants to know the prime directive, the most important thing with the Heisman? If you only remember one thing from this particular strategy. Okay, good. Get in front of the homeowner. Daniel, what do you possibly mean? Well, some people seem to think that you can somehow magically get a listing over the phone by talking to them for 25 minutes. You cannot. Okay. If you are a 12th degree Shaolin monk, black belt ninja, you can do it over Zoom. Anybody ever done a listing presentation over Zoom? Got a signed DocuSign? Not many of us. I haven't even done that many myself with agents. So that would be one way. I don't know. Back in the day, did anybody get one via fax? I'm not quite that old. Okay. Maybe you could have done it via fax, but I don't think any homeowners back then probably had a fax machine at their home. Anyway, don't we have to get in front of them? Like, so let me just hit this really quick. Okay, we got to get in front of them. That's the only thing that I care about in this particular case, except for that I also I want to tell you why. One, when we're in front of them, are they going to tell us a closer version of the story to the truth?
Yes.
Typically. Okay. Can someone be rude over the phone and hang up? Yes. When you're in front of them, don't people act a little bit nicer? Okay. And I mean, we have a funny one. Did I show Eric last time? It was the $800,000 listing agreement in St. Pete. Everyone remember that one? Do you want to see it? You want to see it again?
Yes.
Yeah, I think I have the shortened version. Ernie, I can't remember. Were you on last time at all?
No, I wasn't.
Okay.
I did.
I'll get you the replay, and we're doing more of the technical skills today. But here's
Okay.
Eric. Here, I'll tell you what. I came up with this new idea. Can somebody hit that QR code? That's for our YouTube, and you can get the full video of that. Does anybody tell me if that QR code's working?
No, it's not. At least not for me.
Really? Anybody else?
Trying it.
It worked like right before.
It worked for me.
Yeah, so use your camera. We'll give it a second, and then click on the bottom, the yellow thing that pops up.
Didn't work.
And then click on to ends up in a group. Exponential Business Coaching. Smash that subscribe button. Okay. I'm not Mr.
347 subscribers.
Yeah, I really don't focus on YouTube at all. It's really bad.
It didn't
My
work for
LinkedIn,
me.
I have 30,000.
I was gonna say you probably should have a lot more.
No, like I
You're
have not
really
focused on,
good.
Thank you. I know I've not focused on you. I've not focused on YouTube. So that's why I just made this slide. If you go to my LinkedIn, which is on another slide, look, you know, for me, I think LinkedIn is more of where we need to focus. LinkedIn can get you a meeting with a billionaire. YouTube, listen, if you have 2,000 subscribers on YouTube, you can probably get an extra 6 to 12 listings a year. So look, I'm not Mr. Beast doing like challenges for kids and I need 10 million children to make money. Okay. We don't need as many people, but Veronica, thank you again. I'm going to cry myself to sleep tonight. Thank you so much. But
I'm just surprised. I thought you were going to have like 20,000 followers on your YouTube. That's all.
Okay. Tony Robbins has been doing this 45 years. I know a bunch of people that were with him on year 3. Okay. None of them are poor. You're welcome. Okay. Now I'll play a few seconds of this. Let's play a few seconds.
Okay.
Hey, Daniel FLEISCHMAN, Exponential Business Coaching here with
Eric Rodriguez from KW St. Pete.
Awesome. And today we're here in Tampa Bay.
Tampa.
Awesome. So at about 7:30 tonight, we started calling some FISBOs, expires. Yeah.
Okay. First of all, 7:30. Y'all are probably at happy hour or at the club. I don't know what you're doing with your family, maybe. I'm not saying to not be with your family at that time. I'm saying if you're growing your business, though, Gary Vaynerchuk has a saying: eat crap for a year or two and then eat caviar the rest of your life. So I think it's okay to do it for a year or two. But at 7:30, a lot of people pick up the phone. There's a little piece right there.
We set one listing appointment. I don't know, 500-600K. Yep. And then there was another one that came on, and this one was just under 800K, 790, 795. And we called, the owner actually picked up, which is amazing. And then I said, you know, can we come take a look at a preview of the property?
Right now.
Yeah, I was like, right now, right? And then,
okay, whoops, that's important. I'll go back to where I was. Why right now? If you're calling it for sale by owner, this might not apply as much to expireds that have been expired a long time or downsize. A for sale by owner, with everybody, with what's going on, there's so few for sale by owners and so many agents that need listings. They are literally getting hundreds of calls a day.
Yeah.
Yeah. Robin can affirm. Yes. So, and I'm going to tell you this, they literally are also, I've called somebody that's been a FISBO was been up for 5 minutes. Okay. And they're like, I've already gotten 32 calls in 5 minutes, but I'm the one that they're talking to, which is good. And you can be the one they're talking to. And I mean, this is obscene, right? In fact, there's in the stock market, Tony Robbins has a book called Money Master the Game. He interviewed Ray Dalio. If you don't know who that is, I don't know Ray, but he manages hedge funds for countries and stuff. Like he's a big deal. Like in that book, they talk about, in the stock market to get an advantage, like they were using internet, but like instead of using cables, they were shooting it across buildings with a laser information, or they were having drones fly, right? Or when Toys R Us went out of business at the stock exchange, somebody paid 10, 20, $30 million for their server because it was slightly closer to the actual network than the rest of I mean, doesn't that sound stupid? But like, if you can get a microsecond on a trade, you can make a little bit more money. I don't know. So it's not quite that crazy, but if you can be one of the first people to be talking to someone, like a certain percentage of homeowners, they just either don't have an agent, don't know an agent, they think they can do it. But a lot of them, the first agent they talk to, they'll list with. By the way, Robin can affirm, the first agent they talk to, they're super nice. They're excited. They're happy. Someone called. Okay. You're the 100th agent. They need their mouth washed out with soap. That's what my grandma used to do. Okay. Because they're saying some things that they should not be saying. Okay. Let's keep it PG. But okay. So that's the reason I went right then. Had we waited the next day, we had a 0% chance of getting it. Fair?
That's good.
Okay. Okay.
That's good.
And then I said, you know, can we come take a look at a preview of the property?
Right now.
Yeah, I was like, right now, right? And then he's like, yeah, sure. And I'm like, holy crap. So you were about 30 minutes away?
I was like 35
I
minutes
was
away.
closer to Orlando, about 45, 50 minutes away, but I got there pretty quickly. And yeah, I think you met with the homeowners. Like, what happened when you walked in?
I walked in, very receptive, super, very nice.
Okay. This guy was not on, the homeowners were not on LinkedIn. Look, I love everybody, so I'm just going to describe them, but I'm not doing it in a weird way. The wife was like, I don't know, traditional American teacher, you know, her husband was Hispanic, both super cool. And they actually worked together really well. They had a really cool dynamic, and they offered us a drink. I think we declined. Look, I like Eric and he's my client, and I think he'd be okay with me saying that. He played like college sports. So does anybody know what the grenade launcher to foot technique is? While I'm trying to set the meeting, I was like, Eric's like taking his time, like seeing how many minutes away it is. And I'm just like, we'll be there. I was like, in 30 minutes. Sir, if it's 35, is that okay? Right? So who here's smart? Anybody here smart? I'm smart. Oh my gosh, it's both a blessing and a curse. A fire can cook food, or fire can burn our house down with us in it. A sword or a gun can like protect us from bad people, or we can accidentally cut ourselves with the sword or shoot ourselves. Okay. Being smart is a two-sided weapon. Sometimes we really anybody overthought things. Like first of all, I noticed it first in myself. There's a disease called analysis paralysis. Like you need to think and plan, but then you need to do and act. So we almost didn't get the meeting a bunch of times, but then we did. But on the way over, I remember we couldn't find him on social media. So right before we went, we looked him up. Actually, it was on like one of the True People Search websites. And they had previously lived in New York in the Bronx. And Eric goes, Daniel, I'm from the Bronx. I was like, that's all I want you to talk about is the Bronx. That's it. And then we get there, okay? They built massive rapport, okay? We're also asking questions. We identified, what's like, okay, here's a great question. Write this down. What's the most important thing to you in the sale? Right? Like, or you could ask a different one, what's the biggest challenge? But we asked them, what's the most important thing in the sale to you? And they said, well, we're a little bit flexible on time. We're less flexible on price. You see how you would approach that different? Okay. I also came in with my laptop because I have a really cool laptop with internet built in all the time. And I popped it open and Eric got there 5 or 10 minutes earlier. And Eric looks at me and goes, Daniel, they said they've seen too many presentations. I immediately closed my laptop. Okay. I've also, me and Eric went to a $4 or $5 million for sale by owner that we didn't get, but we're swinging the bat or shooting the shot because you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. So we're both glad that we went. But that homeowner, we had CMAs, right? You got to have CMAs. She's like, if I have to look at another CMA, I'm going to throw up. Okay. With this one, we had to go so quickly. We didn't have CMAs. I love Eric like a brother. He didn't have any listing agreements. The homeowner, Eric's like, can I print them out? The homeowner let us print out. I'm not saying this is what you should do. I'm just saying everyone has all these excuses why you can't do it. Now, the commission was 3%. Okay. He would have either got 0 or 3 on 800 grand. He's still going to have 24K to work with. And then maybe have some to give to the buyer's agent. It's better than nothing. It was like his first listing, I think, first or second. So, that being said, is this kind of making sense? A little bit of the behind the scenes? Like, I just want you, all these crazy things we think in our head about why things can't work, just do it anyway.
Make it work.
Yeah. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So if you subscribe to my YouTube, to my measly less than 400, you can be one of the first 400. It's all good.
Don't get offended. It was not to offend you.
I can't get it.
Me and you are bantering at this point. We're just teasing. No, we're good. I actually just got my license reactivated because this stuff is working. And some of my clients, like say Robin, is implementing, but some of them are not, which is driving me crazy. So I'm not giving away all these deals. Okay, so let's go back. You can watch the rest of that video, but let me give you the rest of the Heisman here. This is going to change your life. Are you ready? And then I have one other thing that you want to see before the end. Is this good stuff?
Yes.
Someone can say something nice to Kevin about me? Awesome.
All the time.
Yeah, no, I think he may have gotten one. I don't, Robin, I don't know. I'm not sure, but I know that I teed up one. Was it your market center I called and we sent one live? Yeah.
You did, and I called them yesterday.
Okay, great. So we're following up with them. Lovely. Love it. The fact that I was even able to set that live was crazy. What needs to happen is you need to go to that, we'll talk after. You need to go to actually to the facility. What's that called? The old folks home or whatever they call it now? Assisted living. I think you need to go there with the son. We'll hit that after. All right, the Heisman. Get in front of the homeowner. Does that make sense? And get there quickly. Okay, quickly. All right, this is it. I don't share this team. Make sure we don't post this on YouTube or anywhere. Okay, listen, nobody picks up the phone. Here's the solution. Okay, who wants the solution to get people to pick up the phone? If it's slightly obnoxious, will we do it? You know what's extremely obnoxious? Not having listings, being poor. Okay, here we go. Step 1, a new Zillow FSBO. You need to call it right away. Okay, and not all of you will do it. Some of you will, some of you won't. They probably won't answer. They don't have your number. After call 1 and there's no answer, I text I'm calling about and I copy paste the address. I'm going to go quickly because I shouldn't even be showing this. Then I text again, do you have a moment? So I've done call, text, text. Then I immediately call again. Daniel, that's ridiculous. What about laws and regulation? Listen, they're for sale by owner. That whole do not
That's
call
right.
thing out the window. They're
Goodbye.
soliciting themselves, as weird as that sounds. I'm soliciting. Okay. So we're in New York.
He's sweating.
I better not. I better not. I had a funny joke, but all right, I'll do it. My mentor did it. So look, when we're basically explaining things, right, and we're kind of like talking to people, and then that's when we're kind of like warming up, right? When you take off your pants and say, hey, we're gonna go to the bedroom, that's soliciting. Okay. In this case, when you're actually for the listing, that's soliciting. Okay, sorry. Anyway, but what you're doing is you're immediately calling again because they've solicited themselves. You can do this. When you call, text, call, a lot of the times they will answer. And then you're basically, what's the prime directive? Somebody?
Get in
Get
front of
an
them.
appointment.
Yes. You could call it an appointment, get in front of the homeowner, same thing. Absolutely. Should you qualify a little bit? Yes. Would you be willing, if in any particular case, would you pay any type of commission? If they're like, I hate agents, I don't want to, okay. I might not go to that one. But I've had people say, I was like, are you open to pay a commission or list or blah, blah, blah? And they're like, no. I'm like, can I come see the house right now? They're like, okay. I don't know. I just had a feeling that was just but you could go see it. Well, Daniel, why would you go? They said they wouldn't pay a commission. I don't agree with this. Here's a good quote. Don't ever believe anything too much. There's always a time when it's not true. Counterexample, point, counterpoint. But buyers can be liars, or swap that with sellers can be liars. What they say over the phone, okay? Who here's married, okay? You may have not went out with your partner on a date the first time they asked. But you're married now, okay? So with that being said, just right, you have to develop like spidey senses, or like women are probably better at this than men, but you kind of have to listen. Everyone's like, Daniel, yes, you should listen. I know. I have a coach too. I stop cutting people off. But if it closes the deal, okay, we can all grow. So call, text, call. What will happen mostly if you call 10, Daniel, calling 10? Oh my gosh, that sounds like work. If you call 10 people and you get 1 or 2 meetings, you get a listing, not that bad. But what will happen as you call 10, you'll get calls and texts back throughout the day, right? So it's really a feedback loop. This is one of many different strategies. You can use your phone, but I pay Verizon in I don't know, $1,000 a month. It's crazy. Google Voice is free. It's free. Daniel, how do we set that up? Just go Google. You can like YouTube, Google Voice. Google Voice is free. You can get a local number in a higher end area. Like my Google numbers include Malibu, California, like Manhattan, Boca Raton. Who doesn't want to call from Malibu, Manhattan, or Boca? Come on, right? So you kind of want to have a good area code, and then it's going to help you. Plus, with Google Voice, there's an app to call from your phone, or you can call right from the computer. It's kind of convenient. So anyway, okay. Daniel, what if they text back? Okay, most common text back. Number 1, are you a realtor? Call. I don't reply to that text. There's elephants outside of my window. Any random crazy thing, call. We are not here to text and have a text. We're not, anybody Gen Z? Okay, I'll leave you guys alone. We cannot get a listing on text. There's no way to do it, okay? You have to get them on the phone, old school, and we have to set a meeting. And yeah, so that's does that make sense? I can't believe I shared that, but many of you won't do it, but that's how you call, text, call. I'll go more into that script. Reach out to me. I already gave away quite a bit on that. I want to shift gears. I think a few of you were talking about attorneys. Anybody else want to get more deals from attorneys? Daniel, divorce is stressful. You do. Here, I missed this on the last one. Can we have some fun for a second? Then I'll finish with the divorce. Who remembers the top 10 list?
Divorce.
Who remembers the top 10 list from was that the late night show? This one's pretty good, except they're all going to come up at once. Top 10 reasons to set meetings with attorneys. Number 1, do attorneys buy and sell real estate? Yes, they do. Do they typically buy and sell very expensive real estate? Typically, yes. Can attorneys refer you to people that are court ordered to sell their real estate? Yep. Seen Wedding Crashers? They sure can. Who has the beep to sue every judge in court in the country for the court-ordered commission of the court-ordered sale. Like, you'd end up like those two guys from Boeing. So you'd be suicided yourself or something. I don't know. Like, and again, not legal, tax, or accounting advice. I don't think that's going to happen. Don't hold me to this. From what I'm seeing so far, that whatever the rates are in those markets, which typically 6, or like Los Angeles County might be 5, but mostly 6, it's going to be staying. So, Daniel, divorces are stressful. I know, but like, they have to sell despite interest rates, despite inventory issues, despite NAR lawsuits, despite people being insane about what they think their property's worth. But Daniel, I might have to de-escalate a husband and wife that aren't getting along. Put on your big boy pants, put on your big girl. I don't know what to tell you. Okay, it's guaranteed money. Okay. Lastly, attorneys are good friends to have in a litigious society. Anyway, top 10 list. Okay. So I think you should call attorneys all day long. Change my mind. Okay. And I thought that was pretty good. If you didn't see this one last time, this is fun. The FAQs. Daniel, what type of attorneys should I work with? Okay. So who keeps the dog in divorce? Is that sad? That's a marketing piece. It is. I know, but that's great marketing. It's great marketing. Call that attorney. It is sad. Now, you cheated. You're a player. I'm spray painting your Porsche.
Oh my God.
It's crazy. It's crazy good marketing. I call that attorney. That's great marketing. Great marketing. Don't cheat. Buy one divorce, get one half off. We take PayPal. No. Like, okay, they do not. That's not who I'm calling. There's a show on HBO. I need to add this slide. Who's heard of Succession on HBO? Yes. Anybody?
Finished Ian.
Roy, and I'm going to be super not excited about it. Well, he's an interesting actor. Yes, he on the show, that guy has drug problems. Succession. Maybe I should put that on the slide. You don't need to watch the show, but who knows what succession planning is?
Who's taking over your business?
Yeah, is that for rich people or poor people?
Rich people.
That's rich, really, really rich people. Okay. Now, so here, I'm gonna look at this. I'm updating my presentation for you because this is so good. I need this one. That's the show right there. And what I would say is, so there's a firm we found in Orlando. They do succession planning. Again, wealthy people. So they have 64 attorneys. 64 attorneys. If you go to their site, it's like, we deal with high net worth, high asset business owners, succession planning, right? But they have 7 of the attorneys that do
Divorce.
That's the only thing they don't do. But was that Robin?
Nope.
Oh no, that was me. Am I on? I didn't realize my thing was on. Oops, sorry.
Oh no, I love the interaction. You're good. Veronica, that's the only thing they don't do is family law.
Oh.
But they do estate planning and probate. So as you can
Trust
imagine,
funds?
What's that?
Trust funds?
So possibly, but what I'm focused on is the 2 main ones are probably in my mind, like, I want to duplicate what already works, and that's going to be divorce and probate.
Okay.
In
All right.
probate, the house may have not been cared for in the last final years, and then you've also got the kids just want to buy like a Range Rover or a Birkin bag, and they don't want that, they're going to sell it for a discount. So anyway, these are the type of attorneys we want to work with. Now, let's go back to this LinkedIn thing. Dan, here's what I keep hearing. See if you can help me with this. I haven't been on LinkedIn forever. Oh, it's so confusing. Oh, blah, blah, blah. Oh, I don't like social media. Okay, let me try this again. Okay. So let's just go here let's go to my friend's example. Okay. So I share my screen. Okay. Let this time, Monica, Rachel from Friends, after the show, became a divorce attorney for wealthy people. Okay. Instead of is that fair? Now, if we want to call her, I don't care how good you are at sales. I don't care how beautiful or handsome you are. Cold calling a high net worth attorney out of the blue, getting a meeting and having them give you all their business. I don't know. I think you have a better chance of winning the Powerball twice. Maybe not. But what I do know is if we can find people in common right here, and I want to show the gentleman, but I don't, because he's private. I don't want to put somebody up here. I haven't got there. I've got a permission to show some of his things. But the Beverly Hills divorce attorney. First, I'll give you an update on what's going on. Did anybody see that, or do you want to see anybody who missed it? Can I show 30 seconds of that again?
Yeah, I missed.
You did? Okay, that's fine. Let me go back to that. Where did I go? So this is going to be Fleming. He's a Keller Williams agent in Southern California. By the way, this has been coming up too. Well, yeah, Daniel, but I'm not Asian. Well, first of all, I love everyone. I don't care what color your skin is. Okay. Like this has nothing to do. Somebody being a different skin color is not going to affect whether you're good or better at this or whatever. So anyway, that whole thing. But and my Asian friends are awesome. They take me to some really cool restaurants. But anyway, so this is Fleming. Here's what he's my friend, so I can say a few things. I'll tease him. His LinkedIn when I met him was horrible. He had like less than 100 connections. Now he's got like 200. Can anybody think that you can get 200 connections? Yes, you want to do 500. But we looked up this attorney and what it said on his profile, complex high net worth divorces of high net worth individuals in Beverly Hills. You see why you might want to work with that one? But Fleming had several people in common. And I said, Fleming, do you know this guy? And he's like, Daniel, I think maybe our kids go to school together, nonchalant. I'm like, bro, let's call him. That's good enough. So if you missed it, let's do a few seconds of it, okay? And I'll give you the update.
FLEISCHMAN Exponential Business Coaching here with
Fleming Chu, KW Executive.
And what part of the country are we in today?
Beverly Hills,
Beverly Hills.
The Mayborn.
Mayborn, yes. We just had a great meeting with a high-profile
Divorce attorney.
Probably one of the more high-profile attorneys in the country. Yes.
Definitely. Yeah.
Scale 1 to 10. How did the meeting go?
Maybe 10.
A 10.
Yep.
You believe he's going to refer you several listings per year?
Definitely.
Several.
Yeah.
Yes.
Without giving too many secrets, and from there, he's going to refer business back to us, and it's going to look like a great 2024. Yeah. And his client base, he only deals with people with $5 million to $20 million and up assets.
A referral partnership. Yep.
That's right. Yeah.
Awesome. And he's giving us referrals to several other high net worth attorneys. Yes.
Yep.
Awesome. Are you ready to get exponential? Let's go.
Okay, so I needed to get an update on this one because I hadn't updated this in a while. So I think it's on the next slide. There it is. I got to cover up those names too. So we have a few agents involved, Keller Williams on this. And he also works with properties outside of Beverly Hills. But I mean, Mission Viejo, I mean, it's not like it's like, I mean, they're so expensive. I think this one's probably close to 2 million. But in this particular case, yeah, this is another listing coming, and that is going to be Mission Viejo. I think it's going to be just under 2 million. What's GCI on 2 million? If you're getting half of 6%, $60,000 ballpark. Sound about right? He's going to get 6 to 8 of those a year, but we're also working to help each other grow each other's businesses. So we hope to grow that. Okay. Does anybody want to do some stuff like that?
Yes, please.
If the market keeps going crazier, you say everyone's going to be like, okay, Daniel, I'll put up with the whole divorce thing because like I need some money, right? So, yeah, I know a lot of agents that have got through the last market shifts, whatever Uncle Gary would call them, with divorce and probate because again, they're recession proof, they're depression proof. If I was being funny, they're zombie apocalypse proof. Okay, okay, gotta have some fun. Not going to be a zombie apocalypse, I don't think. So let's go in. Does everyone want to see some more on what we do there? Okay. By the way, it does take some time. I think we're 4 or 5 months in. In fact, that last meeting that we had with the Beverly Hills attorney, it almost went sideways. He's like, guys, I'm trying to understand what the heck is going on here. And my adrenaline just shot through my veins. I was like, oh my God, Daniel, don't screw this up. Don't screw this up. I was like, well, I'm sorry if we miscommunicated. I was like, we want to help you grow your business because then you would be able to refer us more business. And I saw this light bulb goes off. He's like, oh, okay, cool. I think I was breathing again after, okay? We're not walking in on our hands and knees. Say, oh, please give me listings. Please, sir. Can I have another cup of soup? What movie is that? It's some old movie. I don't know. But anyway, we're not. Is that what it was? Thank you. Is that Oliver?
Please, sir, may I have some more?
Please, sir, may I have some more?
Oliver.
No,
Yeah.
that is not what we're doing. We're coming in with swagger, not swagger like cocky, like confident, but not arrogant, and saying, "How can I help you?" Like a servant. Or would you be willing to meet with somebody 4 or 5 times over 4 or 5 months if they could send you help you make an extra couple $100,000 a year? One firm can make. I know it's Beverly Hills, but I mean, it's not like you're in a poor part of the country. New York is third. I just printed this out. You've got California is apparently more expensive than Hawaii now, and New York is the 3rd most expensive state. New York, California average 793. Hawaii now is 714. Is that Lahaina? Hawaii used to be way higher. I don't know what happened. Thoughts and prayers going out to everybody in Lahaina. New York number 3 at 649. I just try to keep abreast to the market, but New York's number 3, not a bad market to be in. So, do we want to jump into a few things how we get in with family law and probate attorneys?
Yes.
Now, this is the exact script you want to use. My design team hates me. Like, Daniel, that's ugly. I'm like, I know, but it just updated it. Don't worry. The first thing we want to do is get an introduction. Is everyone here on LinkedIn? If you're not, then what we can do is we could you can go old school without it. Okay. So what we're going to do is on LinkedIn, get with me right after, and we'll do a custom search. I guarantee you all know somebody that knows an attorney. Let me tell you why. The average person on LinkedIn has 500 connections. Okay. If you're like, Daniel, I just started, I only have 100. That still means you have access to a network of 50,000 people on LinkedIn. There are thousands of family law attorneys, thousands of probate and estate planning attorneys in your market. Thousands. 20 attorneys. I know an agent on the West Coast, 20 attorneys in 2023 sent her 115 listings, just under 3 million GCI. That's 20 humans. And I know there's some stress and this and that, but all her listings are inbound. Okay. So if you got 4 that sent you 4 per year, being conservative, that's 16. So when we're asking, first of all, when do we tell the truth? Always, 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 always tell the truth. Okay. If I ever say something here, sometimes I speak in possibility. I've actually had a dating and relationships coach like many years ago. Daniel, you better make sure when you're talking to women, you're speaking in possibility. This is definitely going to happen. I'm like, okay, got it. All right. So you can be speaking in possibility, but we're always telling the truth. Okay. Now, does anybody here, if you're going to stay in real estate, do you think you might have clients that may need a family law attorney or an estate planning attorney at any time in the given future, ever? Yes?
Yeah.
Good. Then this is the truth. So I would ask something like this. That is the wrong slide. Where did I go? Oh, here we go. So you can say it however you want. Again, do you see tell the truth? Tell the truth all the time. Lying is stupid. Don't do that. Integrity. You know what's better than currency? Your legacy. Okay. Just try to have good integrity. In 2009 too, Gary Vaynerchuk, he's like, be very careful what you post on the internet. It will be there. Your great grandchildren will see it. Don't do dumb stuff on the internet. Okay. Or really at all. So basically, oh, Abby, here's one for you, a meme. It's the baby boomers. And they're like, thank God there was no social media when we were kids, right? Am I right or am I right? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So look, I would ask something like this. Hey, I'm going to have some clients coming up. Do you know any family law, divorce attorneys, or alternatively, estate planning, probate? Now, very, very important. We're not lying and saying we have somebody. We're speaking generally. Okay. Now, if you look if the person you're asking is on LinkedIn, we can look at everyone they know. Okay. Here's a great example. The attorney group that does succession planning, 64 attorneys. My friend is a CFO. He knows several hundred attorneys. I'm not kidding. He knows the owner of a firm with 800 attorneys. Been asking this guy for intros, referrals for over a year. Crickets. So we need to ask very, very, very specifically. Okay. I almost want to show it, but I'm gonna have to show it a different way. So I pulled up the founding member of a firm in Orlando that does that succession planning stuff. And my buddy, Russell, knew him. So I called, I said, Russell, do you know this guy? He goes, yeah, I've known him 20 years. Sweet. Can you introduce me? He goes, okay. When you ask generally for a referral, you get deer in the headlights, zombie deer in the headlights. When you ask specifically, if they say no, it would literally be socially awkward. When we ask the time, does somebody normally tell us the time?
Yes.
How do I get from White Plains to, I don't know, down to the city? You don't swear at them and say, get out of here. If you get on the, get on the highway, go this way, whatever. When you ask somebody a specific question you have rapport with, they would feel rude saying no. So ask specifically, like know who you want to get. Bonus points, if you don't know the person and you're going general, say if they do high net worth, that'd be great. So lastly, we want to get their name, their cell phone, and an email or text introduction or coffee introduction. Now, why their cell phone, Daniel? I've gotten legitimate referrals, but the women at the front desk or the men at the front desk, they are like gatekeepers, like pit bulls or hound dogs. And even when you have a legit referral, they won't let you talk to the attorney a lot of times. So get the cell phone. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Get an intro. Don't cold call. Now, what do we say? Every single word on here is here on purpose. Every single word. Don't add or remove any words. Attorney Smith.
Yes.
Attorney Sally suggested I reach out to you. I don't even know if I would say, do you have a second? Debatable. Every word here is on purpose. Quick question. When can we schedule a brief 5-minute in-person meeting at your office to talk about referring each other business? I'm not going to get into that right now. Can you refer each other business? Yes. Are we speaking in a possibility? Yes. Okay. Now, when can we schedule a brief, TC is time constraint. Okay. If you said, when can we schedule a 50-hour seminar with, we're going to walk on fire? No, 5 minutes, very brief. If they want to talk to you longer, they can. You're requesting 5 to 10 minutes in person at their office. They have home field advantage. Is that low risk? It's low risk. To talk about referring each other business. If you talk to an attorney that doesn't want more clients, I don't know. Most attorneys want to grow their business. Then you guess what? Like Ari Emanuel would say, Ari Gold, silence is golden. Doesn't that get awkward? Right? Somebody wants to say something when there's silence. Now, hopefully they'll set a time. If somebody is going to say, oh, we got to chat. What do we got? I need to hop off. Yes. So Ernie, do you want to set a one-on-one before you go? I'd love to help you with any of this. What's your schedule like later today?
Yeah, I'll reach out. Can I reach out?
No, that's literally what I'm about to train on. That we waste hundreds of hours a year, like doing follow-up. Do you legit want to schedule one? If you will, I'll just pencil it in. You got time later today?
Not today. I'm actually just back from PTO, but tomorrow, if that works.
Yeah. You thinking morning or afternoon?
Morning.
Could we do? Oh man, I'm guessing 8 a.m. is too early.
Yeah. Maybe after 10, if that works.
I have a session. I can do 10:30. Yeah. What's your best email, and I'll shoot it over.
Sure. Ernie.Richardson@kw.com.
Listen, I want to help Ernie. That's why I was playful one more time. Does that happen to everybody and you don't get the meeting? You literally are losing 90% of your business. Ernie wanted to set a meeting. Okay. I just sent the invite, Ernie. You can jump, brother. But remember, always ask one more time. Daniel, that's being pushy. No, being playfully persistent. Okay. Who likes dogs? Who likes dogs?
Love doggies.
Okay. Yeah. I've never gotten mad at a dog for coming up to me 27 times and asking me to pet it. Okay.
Aww.
Who the heck would be mad at this dog that came up? Okay. So this is a new slide here that I'm going to create. We are going to be what? Playfully persistent. Can everyone say it one time?
Playfully persistent.
Yes, not pushy. Nobody wants pushy. Playfully. If I can type, I got to see in typing. Playfully persistent. I spell that right? Okay, team, let's make this prettier, but there we go. Okay, nobody gets mad at that dog for saying, please pet me. Okay, if you do, you're a bad person, and you can cancel me if you want. Okay, nobody gets mad at dogs for saying, please pet. Be playfully persistent. That's literally, it's so funny that he did that. It's like the universe God has a sense of humor. So like they will say, let me get back to you. Look, playfully persistent. It's right here. It's literally right there. So you say, listen, can we just pencil something in or I mean, I even go there. I'm like, did you know the average person wastes 100 hours a year on unnecessary follow-up? Is that a true statistic? It's based on a true story. I think it's probably worse than that. Like if you're following up with people, like you're wasting so much time. So I would ask one time, Daniel, should I ask 27 times? No, you're gonna sound like a psycho. Okay. Playfully persistent 1 or 2 times. Just really quick. If we're gonna pencil it in. You get that? Because if you have to call that attorney back, it's gonna take you weeks to get me that meeting again. Ask me how I know. Plus now they have your number and they'll be like, oh, I know who that is. You're gonna have to call them from a different number. Daniel, that's weird. I know. but being poor is more weird. Okay. So everyone get that? When can we schedule a brief meeting to refer each other business? Daniel, how am I going to refer them business? Reach out to me. I can help you with it. It's not that hard. Okay. Now, one other thing you want to keep in mind to prepare for the meeting, because we're going to drill down. Okay. This was an email that is the same as my talking points in a meeting, specifically with an estate planning probate attorney. Their biggest pain points, after talking to several hundred, well, at least 100 probate, and then probably 100, almost 100 family law. Their biggest pain points, which if you can overcome, will get 20 to 30% of them to work with you. That's still 2 or 3 out of 10. That pain point number one, can you think about how an expired listing, if something goes expired and it's an estate, isn't that one of the biggest assets? How are they going to close out their estate? You see how expireds are bad for probate cases? Can we all do proper pricing or get help with it? Can we do that? Yes. Okay. So if we can price it properly and get it sold, they're going to be happy. Number two, this comes from a horror story. Do you have to do 4K videos, aerial drones, 3D walkthroughs? You can offer them. But there was a horror story where the probate attorney was like, this gentleman took a iPhone photo with an old iPhone of the front of the house from inside his car. You can see the rear view mirror. Can we do a better job than this? Yes. Okay. Don't do stupid stuff like that. So I'll do innovative marketing. I'm not going to take a photo from my iPhone inside the car. Okay. Lastly is open communication. Now, we all know an agent that doesn't pick up the phone or return calls. You also don't want to call them every day. They're a busy attorney. So say, hey, I'd love to give you an update once a week. You want it on a call or on an email? How often do you want me to communicate? Can we all do proper pricing, not use our iPhone for the MLS, and communicate, but not over communicate and not under communicate? Can we do that?
Mm-hmm.
You can get 30% of the attorneys you meet with to work with you, because 20 to 30% they're not in love with their agent. That makes sense? That's not bad odds. In baseball, that's Hall of Fame. Batting 300, 30% in baseball, Hall of Fame. You want to get the other 70%? You want to get the high net worth attorney that's had the Coldwell banker. Who works for Coldwell Banker? Anyway, sorry. So they've got the 25-year agent at Coldwell Banker that gets their listings. You want to push them out of the way? Okay. As long as they're not hooking up with the agent from Coldwell Banker, which I hope they're not. This is how you do it. You literally, this is legal, but don't sue me. So let's say, who knows who Morgan & Morgan is? Injury?
Yeah.
They are not allowed to sit at the emergency room, correct? It's illegal. Okay. And literally ambulance chasing attorneys. Well, from my understanding, in every state that I know, a probate or family law or probate or estate planning attorney cannot call the family of the deceased. Check with your local market, but I think that's accurate. Okay. Now, guess who can?
Really?
We can. Why would we call them about the sale of their property? Well, if we're already calling them about the sale of the property and they don't have an attorney, could we recommend one?
Mm-hmm.
Do you see how this attorney would be very happy with us? We're calling somebody they want to talk to that they literally can't call. See what I'm saying? So I'm not saying you have to do that. What I am saying is it's not a bad idea. You can do it with divorce too. That's one of the ways that we really, really are building this relationship with the right. Big tech can't take this away from you. Zillow, the artificial intelligence, knock on wood, pray to God, can't take this away from you. Right now, you have to have humans to do legal stuff. If that makes sense. Is it stressful? Maybe, but is it guaranteed money? It's definitely guaranteed money. Let me see what else I had there. And then when we met with the attorney, we just talked about adding value and a few things like that. Just get to know a little bit about that field. But again, if you know nothing about divorce or probate, they'll still give you their listings. Why would they do that? I don't know, because you got an introduction. You know how many people have asked me, like, specifically, how much you know about divorce or probate real estate? Never happened. Not once. In fact, it's a question I think I would ask. You see how our biggest fears or our biggest things in our head don't always happen? It's crazy. So with that, I'll leave you with this. Was that good? Any biggest takeaways I can do, because you're here? Any questions or takeaways? Can everyone give me one takeaway today, please? Veronica, did you learn anything today?
Wait, I have a question.
I know what Remy, whatever the software is now.
Remind. Yes, and you know how. More importantly, you know roughly how to use it to get listings, right?
Yes. Yes.
You want to pull a list? You want me to pull a list together with you?
Huh?
You
Yeah, sure, that's fine.
Later today or tomorrow better?
Later today I have a few appointments, so maybe tomorrow morning would probably be best.
Tomorrow morning's a little bit
Work for you?
crazy.
Yeah,
A little
okay.
bit crazy, but maybe
tomorrow afternoon we're in our office until like 2 o'clock tomorrow. So tomorrow after 2.
It's really let me just
Tomorrow
double check.
crazy?
No, I can. Could we do 4?
Yeah, let's do 4.
Cool. And what's your best email?
bmugnano@kw.com.
Spell it. I'm so sorry. Spell it real quick.
It's bmugnano@kw.com.
Are you Italiano?
My husband is, yeah.
My grandmother's from Calabria. Very nice.
Yeah, my husband's from Mugnano, which is like where Naples is. So actually our last name is like the name of the town, which is pretty cool.
So
And when we were dating, I didn't believe him until he took it there. Like, oh my God, it's actually your last name.
I love that. I love that. Well, you and your husband both scored. Thank you for coming. Just really quick, Abby, I'd love to help you pull a list. I'll do one more thing. I was just going to schedule with everybody here. Abby, do you have time perhaps later today? I could help you pull one of these downsize searches.
What time today?
What
would work for you?
4:30?
I have to be, how long will it take? Only because I have an appointment. I have to be ready for an appointment by 5 o'clock.
Okay.
Would that give us enough time?
You want to do 2:30?
2:30, sure.
Yeah. Okay, cool. And what's your best email?
My name, Abby Distelberger, ABBE Distelberger @gmail.com.
Spell that DISTELBURGER. That's a Gmail?
@gmail.com, yes.
Perfect. Okay, cool. So I'm going to put that in. Let me just
2:30. Okay, I'm putting it into my calendar.
Yeah, and you should get an invite. Oh, wait. I'm so sorry. Let me see if that was 3:30. Would 3:30 be okay?
3:30 is fine.
I think that's what I put it in for.
Okay, that's
my
fine.
apologies. Yeah, that's 3:30.
No problem.
Okay,
Okay,
you got it.
thank
I'll
you.
send the invite.
Great,
So
okay.
I'll leave you with one more idea, which we may or may not have hit like the last time. So here's what we got. Another strategy that I think is very important is this idea of creating raving client experiences. I think Mike Chow of the Mike Chow team actually does this. And so when so first of all, it's great to call people. Because I called Mike on accident. I thought he was the team leader, but he's actually just the leader of his team. As you can see, Mike's a super slacker, but Mike's an amazing human being. After the call, I explained to him what we do. He said, Daniel, this is great, but I'm not the team leader. This gentleman named Daniel, another Daniel is. I was like, oh, I'm so sorry, Mike. Can you give me his number? And he gave me his number. He's like, but I love it. I want to hire you. I'm like, okay. So we worked together for over a year. I still refer him business. We're still friends. Great guy. But Mike gets a lot of listings from his Zillow and Realtor reviews. And we talked about getting some video reviews. So he now has 30 reviews from sellers, buyers, vendors, even took me out to dinner and made me shoot one. So if you look up the Chow team, you can see those. And so I really think that, you know how the newspapers that are dying, the newspaper industry? I don't know if people want to read websites anymore. I think that you should be merging into video. And if you don't like to shoot video, I think it's like just we're on video right now, question mark. But I think it's something you might want to, I think it's something you definitely should be doing. And if you don't want to do it in the beginning, at least have your clients to give you a video testimonial. It's pretty huge. But Mike also, the reason he can get these is he creates a raving client experience. So I don't know if you remember the story from last time. I'll give you the condensed version. There was a couple that drove in from Southern California to Los Angeles or to Las Vegas for the weekend, and the husband had diabetes and forgot his insulin. Okay. But Steve Wynn and probably Gary Keller and probably Kevin Toohey and Daniel FLEISCHMAN and everyone, you should create a raving client experience. What does that look like? Well, Javier at the front desk overheard them, or maybe it was outside actually. They were checking in. and they're ready to go home because they forgot the insulin. Can we die? Can we get sick or die? If we, yeah, no bueno. Okay. It's not good. So he said, listen, when do you need your next dose of insulin? And it was like 6:30 p.m. They're like, we're going to need it by at least 7:30, 8 a.m. He's like, I'll have it here by 7. So he's like, do you have a housekeeper? They're like, we do. He's like, well, my brother lives in Southern California. Can you give me your housekeeper's number? And I'll have it here. His brother met the housekeeper. They must have a cousin with like a Fast and the Furious or like hypercar or something. Got it there by 6:30, 7 a.m. Okay. Do you think the next time this couple goes to Las Vegas, they'll want to stay at a Steve Wynn property? Because I bet that they will. Is that a raving client experience? Now, do we all know an agent that refuses to ever pick up the phone or return phone calls? You see, that's how that's the opposite of that, right? So, if you leave with nothing else today, just know, create raving client experiences. And another thing that you can do is, I truly believe that when you get 1% better per day, I know that it can create, exponential results. So keep showing up, keep doing the things. Thank you for attending today. And I think we set a meeting with everybody that was here, Rob, and we already had one on the books, right?
We do.
Yeah, we do. So again, Daniel FLEISCHMAN, Exponential Real Estate Results and Exponential Business Coaching. I'm glad we got to spend some time today. If I can support with anything, feel free to reach out. Otherwise, we'll talk to you soon. Have a great day, everybody.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.